As I settle in to read through the threads on this subreddit, I'm about to embark on a journey through the triumphs and tribulations of love, relationships, and all the messy emotions that come with them. From cringeworthy dating disasters to heartwarming moments of connection, get ready for an honest look at what it means to be human in our most vulnerable and intimate moments. I, 28 female, got slandered in my neighborhood by my roommate, 26 female, and now everyone is mad at me after I ousted her lying. So, I, 28 female, live with my roommate, Anna, 26 female. Things were fine at first, no major issues. We split bills, and I thought we got along well. But over the last couple of months, Anna started acting super weird. She'd make passive-aggressive comments about random stuff like me using the oven too much or leaving shoes by the door, even though she does the exact same thing. The real red flag came when I got a notice from our landlord about complaints against me. It said I was being too loud, having unauthorized guests over, and not keeping the place clean or completely untrue. I've always been respectful, paid rent on time, and kept the place spotless. When I asked Anna about it, she played dumb and said, "Oh wow, I wonder who could have said that." I had a strong feeling it was her, but I didn't have proof. So, the next time I saw her acting sketchy, I decided to get to the bottom of it. I brought up the complaints directly and told her I knew someone was lying to the landlord about me. While I was confronting her, I had my phone recording in my pocket. At first, she tried to deny everything, but when I pressed her, she finally snapped. She straight up admitted she had been making complaints to the landlord because she wanted me to leave. She said she felt like the apartment should just be hers, and that she was hoping if I got enough warnings, I'd move out on my own. She even laughed and said, "It's nothing personal. I just hate sharing space." I sent the recording to the landlord as soon as I could. They immediately sided with me, gave her a formal warning, and told her she could be evicted if she kept causing problems. Now Anna is furious. She's accusing me of being manipulative for recording her without her knowing, and she's been telling our mutual friends that I am some kind of snake. Some people think I went too far and should have just dealt with it without recording her. But what else was I supposed to do? She was actively trying to get me kicked out of my home for no reason, and talking to her wasn't going to stop her. TLDR, I tried reversing the manipulator, but it ended up fucking me over. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. You protected your butt from having an eviction notice in your record if they went through with it. The Lanier landlord saw the lies, and she got warned. You did nothing wrong. She's just selfish. And now for the next story. My 26 male, girlfriends, 24 female. Farts smell rancid, and it is killing our sex life. Hi all. My girlfriend recently has been having horrible farts, specifically on weekends. This may just be because we typically go out for drinks and out to lunch or dinner on the weekend, but it is beginning to affect our sex life. Last night we were having sex after a night out and she wouldn't stop farting. These farts smell like sulfur propane, and it's getting to be a bit much to the point where I can't hold an erection when I get a whiff of it. How do I talk to her without making her feel bad? Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. Maybe try lactose-free food? That's what I came here to say. I had the grossest farts when I became lactose intolerant. Tell her to take lactase with dairy and see if it helps. Also, gluten. And anyone who rolls their eyes at gluten intolerance is welcome to join me for a pastry and a 2-hour car ride. Yeah, I'm thinking you are correct. My GF is lactose intolerant. And now for the next story. I 22 female am having problems with my boyfriend, 22 male ... Can anyone offer advice to help? Bit of backstory. I have been with my boyfriend, 22 male, for 3 months now, and I have constantly been giving out to him or upset with him about things. It has happened every week for 6 weeks now that I would be upset about something once a week, and it's making me ill to be doing this to him. It started small with me just being upset, because I felt like he wasn't making an effort to plan dates or spend time with me outside of inviting me to his place. He apologized. I said sorry, and we moved past it. The second issue came up when I found out that after we had made things official, he still hadn't told anyone about me. This made me insecure, because he told his family and friends about his ex-situationships after a couple of weeks, whereas I, an actual girlfriend he had been dating for 3 months, an official for a further 2 months, was being hidden away. He apologized and has since told people about the relationship, and I always apologize for being mean harsh about it, which I can be. The third issue is he stopped being as responsive when texting. We would be in the middle of talking about anything, and he would just drop off and disappear for anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour. I don't mind so much, but if it's an important conversation, I would like his full attention for it. And if not, I want him to let me know that he can't and that we can chat later. We are working on that, and things have gotten better with our communication, but he still has his moments, and I get upset still. The fourth issue came about when he was going somewhere and gave me joke-style answers. I have no problem with him doing anything, visiting anyone, going somewhere. Just let me know. Instead, he gave me jokey answers like I said, then cut the conversation off and proceeded to ignore me the rest of the night. I was angry with him about this, and I apologized after I calmed down, and he accepted my apology, and then explained what was going on. The fifth issue that has come about is after we were at a house party. We had a great night, and on the way back, I asked him about previous relationships, because someone at the party mentioned one of his ex names. I'm not jealous of ex per se, because I have a past, and he has a past, but what really got to me and eat me alive was when he said he still has friendships with all of them, texts with them, and checks in every once in a while, and does happy birthday texts with him. This sent me over the edge, and we did have a pretty heated discussion over it, but eventually he apologized for doing that, and I apologized for getting so angry with him over it. I don't hold relationships with my ex because even though they weren't bad breakups, I just don't see the need, but he thinks otherwise. We had a calm discussion about it through text today, and I put up some boundaries with him and the ex. He can be in contact if they annotate, and he has to keep it small and no Snapchat streaks. Other than that, he can say happy birthday, talk to them if he sees them, follow them on socials and like their pictures. Those are my only two conditions. I also ask that I don't meet them because I honestly have no interest in meeting them right now, since I've only just met his friends. I proceeded to become upset again because he ignored me for an entire hour this evening in the middle of a small conversation. It wasn't a big deal, but because of the ex thing, my mind fell into the worst place and got snarky with him. He told me where he was and I apologized for my behavior, and he accepted it, and we had a normal conversation after that. My boyfriend is really kind and understanding as well as patient with me. He is trying his best. I have a lot of issues with jealousy and silent treatment because of my family and terrible friendships I had in the past that I only got away from 2 years ago. I have a lot of long-standing insecurities, and I have told him this. I always reassure him that it is not his fault nor his problem, and I always apologize for my behavior when I get upset with him. I am seeing a therapist for my issues with my family, past friendships, bullying, and my problems, but I feel like it's not helping. The therapist is hearing me out, but I feel like I'm not receiving good advice about how to regulate my feelings and overcome my insecurities. He has been a wonderful addition to my life, because even though we have these issues, he's just a wonderful person, and I am terrified I'm going to drive him away with my problems, because he's only going to forgive me so many times, which is understandable. Please, if anyone has helpful advice, I would really appreciate it. It breaks my heart to think I could ruin something with a person as wonderful as him. If you have any advice like you need to get over your insecurities, grow up, or stop making everything his problem, please don't bother responding. I am aware of all that, and like I said, I'm seeing a therapist, and I'm trying to get to the root of my issues and overcome them. I want to know if anyone has had any issues like mine, and how did they deal with it, because I feel like I'm not getting much out of therapy, and I am terrified of ruining my relationship. TLDR. I am being a bitch to my boyfriend at least once a week and desperately want advice on how to stop because I feel like therapy isn't helping me. Any advice from people that had these issues and got over them would be really appreciated. And now for the next story. My BF, M33, and I, 30, are not having weekly sex. Is that normal? I want to know how normal it is to not have sex weekly in a 3-year relationship and living together for 1 year. He takes antidepressants and smokes nicotine. He's trying to quit, and his sex drive is just very low. When I was single, I would have sex almost every week. I was very active sexually. He is such a great guy and I love him so much. But this is the only problem. I kinda don't feel like having sex also, BC. He doesn't feel. And we had conversations like this a lot and do go to couples therapy. But now I kinda gave up and don't feel like caring. But deep inside me, I have some questions. P.S. Guys. Has been very stressed with work, so I guess this can affect his sex drive. And now for the next story. Help. I am struggling to leave my husband. How do I leave without the guilt? I am 36 female, and he is 15. Okay. So I have been with my husband for 16 years. We have 3 kids. I am 36 female, and he is 50 male. He is a musician producer and has made decent money in the past, but because of irresponsible money handling, we never were able to get ahead of anything financial. I was a stay-at-home mom for 4 years, and he supported us through income, debt, social services like cash aid and food stamps, and borrowing from family. I work full-time now as a CNA, and pick up quite a bit of overtime as well. His career has slowed down considerably, and he has yet to get a stable part-time job to sustain. He does watch the kids when I'm at work, and is a great, loving, attentive dad. But oddly, I feel guilty because he complains about not being able to work or get things done for his career. I know this isn't rational, but after years of dysfunction, it's the way my brain is wired. He gets paid so irregularly and never on time that we end up doing desperate things like going into high-interest debt to support ourselves. His career also requires he spends money for travel, computer, hard drives, music managers, and all sorts of other expenses. By the time we get our take-home money from his job, it is hardly anything. We are in massive amounts of debt. Our credit is horrible. I will take partial responsibility for my credit, since I have made decisions that weren't the best either, by enabling him and allowing my credit to suffer. I love him, and the kids love him, but I'm so unhappy and don't want to continue in this dysfunctional relationship anymore. I am not thriving like I know I am capable of. I am a frugal spender for the most part, and don't care for living an extravagant lifestyle. I want to downsize our house size or save money, but he doesn't want to. I want to live on a shoestring budget so we can get out of debt. He doesn't want to. I want him to get involved in budgeting, financial planning, and bill paying, but he won't. He came from money, and in ways feels entitled to a certain lifestyle that we are currently not capable of. He is not social. We don't have any friends together to hang out with. I just feel like I'm drowning all the time. I can't spend my life waiting on big breaks and what ifs with his career. I don't know how to leave him because we have kids, and honestly I don't know how he would figure out getting a place, a car, a license by himself, and I feel my kids would suffer and resent me for this. Any advice on how to start the process without having the huge burden on guilt on my shoulder, or any similar experiences and outcomes? Mind you, if we didn't have kids, I would have been gone years ago. Relationship, dysfunctional divorce, marriage. Now let's check out some of the comments on this post. He is 50, not 15, you say? Why doesn't he have a license? We are talking driver's license? Girl, run, pack a bag, and scurry out under the cloak of darkness. Man doesn't have a driver's license, so it's not like he can follow you. All side-eyeing aside, the kids will be fine. Guilt and obligation is not a good enough reason to stay. Right? My first thought. Marriage and kids usually do not come before driver's license and stable job. Driver's license isn't that big of a deal if you can still get around. I'm 26, provide for my family, and own a house. No license and I'll probably never have one. PTSD? From an accident when I was about 15, 16? Here's the response from OP. Lol, okay. I feel you. And yes, he does not have a license after asking for a decade for him to get one. I totally know it's ridiculous, but goddamn, I struggle so hard to leave knowing that he will wither away. Like and subscribe for more awesome daily Reddit content. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified when I upload new videos.